Hello and welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, the channel where we tell the truth behind the headlines and spotlight the journey of two modern royals carving out their own path. I'm Adrian, and today's story? Oh, it's much more than just a cheeky joke. Yes, Prince William made headlines recently for a light-hearted remark to acclaimed actor Anne-Marie Duff during her investiture at Windsor Castle. On the surface, it was a sweet moment, a prince chatting warmly with a talented performer, but as always, in the world of royalty, every smile, every handshake, every off-the-cuff comment means more than meets the eye. And today we'll unpack what this moment reveals, not just about Prince William and the royal image, but about the stark, telling contrast between William and his brother, Prince Harry. We'll explore what these moments say about authenticity, privilege, performance, and the future of the monarchy itself. So grab a warm drink and get comfortable, because we're going deep. Let's begin at the top. Anne-Marie Duff, one of Britain's finest actors, was made an Officer of the Order of the British Empire at Windsor Castle. And who performed the ceremony? None other than Prince William, the Prince of Wales. During the exchange, William reportedly quipped, "This should all be old hat for you," referencing Duff's role as Queen Elizabeth I in The Virgin Queen. It's a harmless, if slightly rehearsed, comment. But why does it matter? Because this moment is a perfect illustration of what the modern monarchy has become, a performance. It's a carefully scripted image complete with gilded halls, royal titles, and cheeky banter that keeps things charming, even when the foundation is crumbling beneath the surface. And in this stage play version of royal life, Prince William is the lead actor, smiling, poised, and performing the role expected of him. But not everyone wanted to keep playing that role. Meghan and Harry didn't walk away from the royal family because they couldn't handle the spotlight. They walked away because they saw through the spotlight. While William continues to shake hands and make jokes beneath chandeliers, Harry and Meghan are living a very different story. They're often accused unfairly of seeking fame, but there is a profound difference between seeking attention for personal gain and using your platform to advocate for something bigger than yourself. And if anyone's forgotten, Harry spent a decade in the military, including active service in Afghanistan. That wasn't a role. That wasn't a ceremony. That was real. Meghan, meanwhile, brought her experience as an activist and humanitarian to her royal role and was met with hostility, suspicion, and even racism from some sections of the media and the palace machinery. While she tried to breathe real life into her work visiting charities, championing mental health, launching cookbook initiatives for Grenfell survivors, she was reduced to tabloid headlines. Compare that to William, who jokes about a queen while handing out an OBE. This isn't to say William's work doesn't matter, but the difference lies in approach and authenticity. Anne-Marie Duff said Windsor Castle felt like a treasure chest and expressed amazement that it's still someone's home. She's right. It is extraordinary, and maybe not in the way she meant. Because while Windsor gleams with history and opulence, outside those castle walls, Britain is facing a cost of living crisis, mental health epidemics, and growing discontent with inherited power. And who has spoken more honestly about that dissonance? Not Prince William, but Prince Harry and Meghan have dared to say the quiet part out loud, that institutions must evolve, that titles don't make you righteous, and that healing must come before tradition. Meghan's mental health revelations during the Oprah interview were a turning point, not just for the Sussexes, but for the institution. Because for the first time, a royal woman wasn't simply enduring in silence, she was speaking out. And it scared the monarchy. Because when people start telling the truth, they stop playing their assigned roles. Let's take a moment to talk about the press. The British tabloid media has consistently shielded Prince William while vilifying Harry and Meghan. William's joking with celebrities becomes heartwarming news. Meghan's attendance or non-attendance at any public event becomes controversy. When William chats with Anne-Marie Duff about balancing parenting and work, he's praised as relatable. But when Meghan opens up about the pressures of motherhood in the royal spotlight, she's labelled dramatic or manipulative. Why is that? Because William is playing the part the media likes: the dutiful heir, the future king, the smiling symbol. Harry and Meghan, they're rewriting the script, and that threatens the press, the palace, and the myth. Duff's reflections on receiving the OBE were beautiful. She said artists rarely think of themselves as contributing something of great importance, that they're just focused on the work. But isn't that exactly the same for Meghan and Harry? They aren't waiting for recognition in the form of medals or palace approval. They are doing the work quietly, purposefully. Through Archewell, they've supported vaccine equity, mental health initiatives, and relief for communities devastated by climate change. Meghan's podcast Archetypes gave a platform to women's voices too often ignored. Harry's Invictus Games continue to transform the lives of veterans around the world. That's not performance, that's purpose. There's another layer here that often gets overlooked. Anne-Marie Duff mentioned that she and William spoke about balancing family and career. She said, "We're all kind of the same. But here's the thing. The royal family doesn't always act like a family, especially not toward Meghan and Harry. When Meghan faced death threats, racial abuse and suicidal thoughts, did the family publicly support her? No. Did they defend her like they defend William when the press gets too close? No. When Harry asked for security for his family, especially after his mother's tragic fate, was it granted without hesitation? No. Instead, there were brief statements, denials, and whispers about recollections may vary. This isn't about family, it's about control. So let's circle back to the joke. William's comment to Anne-Marie Duff was meant to be harmless, a light nod to her acting role as Queen Elizabeth I. But if you listen closely, there's a telling irony. Because in a way, William is the one playing the part of royalty, rehearsed, ceremonial, bound by image. While Meghan and Harry have stopped acting, they've chosen something harder and more authentic, to live with integrity outside the system. So yes, for William, these moments may be old hat, but for those who've stepped outside the performance like Meghan and Harry, life is no longer a stage. It's real. And what of the future? Meghan and Harry are not interested in palaces. They're investing in people. While Prince William prepares for his eventual coronation, Meghan and Harry are focused on projects that will matter long after thrones are gone. They're raising their children, Archie and Lilibet, not in castles but in compassion. They've shown us that leadership doesn't require a crown, that legacy isn't passed down, it's built, and that love, resilience and truth are far more powerful than titles. So the next time a royal joke makes the headlines, remember what's unsaid is often more important than what's spoken. And when we talk about royalty, let's not just focus on who wears the medals, but who uses their voice to uplift others. Prince William may still play the role, but Meghan and Harry, they chose something braver. They chose to be free. And for that, we'll always have their backs. Thanks for joining me on Meghan and Harry Tales. If this story resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that go deeper than the headlines. Until next time, I'm Adrian. Stay kind, stay curious, and stay true.